two incredible women, each with their own legacies. One forgotten story and one known by all. These two ladies are among the most famous women ever to exist in the history of mankind. They have inspired art, literature, music, film, fashion, philosophy, theology, and everything in between. Despite being thousands of years old, their stories still resonate with people today, and these stories are being told and retold in new and exciting ways even now. So who are these mysterious ladies? And why do their stories still matter so much to us today? The first lady is Lilith. She comes to us from the ancient texts of Mesopotamia, specifically the Babylonian Talmud, where we first hear her name. The exact date of this text is unknown, but it dates back at least 2,000 years. We also find her in Jewish folklore, medieval Christian demonology, and in modern paganism and feminism. Lilith is most commonly known as the first wife of Adam. According to the texts, Lilith was created as an equal to Adam, both being formed from the primordial clay of the earth. This is different from the biblical creation of Eve, who is created from one of Adam's ribs. Now, depending on which source you consult, there are some differences in the story of Lilith. Sometimes she is said to be created simultaneously with Adam, and sometimes she is created after he has already been cast out of the garden. But either way, she exists alongside Adam in the early days of humanity, and she is his equal, made from the same substance, being both fully human and fully woman. In the older texts, the problem arises when God tells Adam that he must obey him and serve his will. When he gives Adam the order to, quote, tame the earth and subdue it, Lilith refuses to lie down with Adam, stating that since they were equals, neither of them should dominate the other. And thus, Lilith leaves Adam and flees the Garden of Eden. In the more modern telling, the problem arises when God tells Adam that he cannot eat from the tree of knowledge. And when he instructs Adam to obey him, Lilith refuses, stating that he should not tell her what to do. And thus she leaves Adam and flees the Garden of Eden. Either way, Lilith is an independent woman who doesn't take kindly to being told what to do by any man, not even Adam. Now, over the centuries, Lilith has become the subject of much theological debate, and she's been portrayed in a lot of different ways by different groups. In medieval Christian demonology, she is viewed as a demon who tempts men away from God and who takes on the forms of incubus and succubus. In modern paganism and witchcraft, she is often viewed as a benevolent deity or a powerful demoness who can be called upon for help. And in modern feminism, she is viewed as a symbol of female empowerment and resistance to patriarchal norms. The second lady is Eve. She comes to us from the Abrahamic religious traditions, most notably from the book of Genesis in the Bible. Her exact date of creation is unknown, but like many of the figures on this channel, she dates back thousands of years. Eve is most commonly known as the first woman in the biblical tradition. According to the text, she is created from one of Adam's ribs while he is asleep, and thus she is a complement to Adam, lacking something only he can provide. She is then placed in the Garden of Eden alongside Adam, and the two of them live in harmony until they break God's one rule, which is not to eat from the tree of knowledge. Of course, that doesn't stop Eve from eating from the tree and subsequently giving the fruit to Adam as well. Once they partake in the fruit, they are banished from the garden and sent into the world. Now, the story of Eve and the fall of man has been interpreted in countless ways throughout history. In Christianity, she is viewed as the first sinner and the source of original sin. In some Protestant circles, she is viewed as having free will and being fully responsible for her actions. In Catholicism and Mormonism, she is viewed as having been tempted by Satan and thus is less culpable for her actions. And in more modern circles, she is viewed as being innocent and having done nothing wrong. So let's take a look at the legacies of these two ladies. Lilith is mostly known for being a symbol of female empowerment and resistance to patriarchal norms. She represents a time before patriarchy when men and women were seen as equals. She also represents a rejection of the traditional image of woman as a submissive and subservient creature. Instead, Lilith is a strong-willed and independent woman who is not afraid to speak her mind. She is a symbol of female empowerment and resistance to patriarchal norms. On the other hand, Eve is mostly known for being a symbol of temptation and the origin of sin. She represents a time when women were seen as temptresses who could lead men astray. She is a reminder of the consequences of disobedience and the dangers of temptation. Lilith or Eve, which one is better? Well, that all depends on your religious beliefs, perspective, and how you view women. If you view women as independent and autonomous beings who should not be controlled by men, then Lilith is a better symbol than Eve. If you view women as temptresses who should be controlled by men, then Eve is a better symbol than Lilith. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to decide which symbol they prefer. There is no right or wrong answer. So what about these two ladies? Do they still matter to us today? Well, yes, they do. Despite being thousands of years old, their stories still resonate with people today, and their symbols are used in modern feminism, paganism, and witchcraft. People still debate who is better, Eve or Lilith, and their stories are being told and retold in new and exciting ways even now. Lilith and Eve are two of the most famous women in history. Their stories have been told and retold for centuries, and they continue to be popular figures in modern culture. Despite being thousands of years old, their stories still resonate with people today. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to decide which symbol they prefer. But one thing is for sure, both Lilith and Eve are powerful symbols that represent important aspects of the human experience. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below which one of these two ladies you think is better. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to like the video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.